The King of Fighters series has come a long way since its debut in the early 90s. Using popular characters from various SNK franchises, King of Fighters was able to gather a respectable fan base to match Capcom's soaring popularity. Well, it's 2009 now, and we've seen a resurgence of the fighting game genre. Both Street Fighter IV and BlazBlue have already set the bar pretty high, so let's see if King of Fighters XII has what it takes to compete. One of the highlights of the game is the animation of the characters. All of the animation is hand-drawn, and the fluid punches and kicks speak for themselves. Unfortunately, the graphics have a downside. Heavy pixelation and/or fuzziness bring down the overall look of the game. It's jarring to see jaggies everywhere, especially when the actual animation is so good. There are also several strange presentation choices in the game. For example, there are only a small number of stages, the menus are bland, the music is repetitive, and there's no Mai. Yes, that needs to be mentioned specifically. One of the most popular characters in the entire franchise is not in this game. Even worse is that there's only an arcade mode and multiplayer. That's it. No survival or story mode for you. This may have been acceptable in 1994, but it's 2009 now. Fighters have moved on. The strangest of all the issues, though, is that the PS3 version forces you to download a 700 megabyte game file before you can even play online. That's not just a simple patch, that's totally ridiculous. As a side note, a lot of the backgrounds in King of Fighters XII use unfortunate stereotypes of different ethnic groups. We know there's some artistic license to be had, but some of these things are just plain offensive. The fighting engine in King of Fighters XII is still solid, and there are a few neat additions. The main one is the critical counter. You build up the counter gauge during the fight, and when it's full, simply counterattack someone with a heavy punch or kick, well in the neutral position. You can then start wailing on them and lead into another combo. It's very rewarding to pull off. Playing locally is fine, but once you step online, the nightmare begins. At the time of this review, both the PS3 and 360 versions have massive problems. It's really hard to get into a game, and once you do, the lag is horrible. Let's take a look at an actual online match I played. The beautiful animation turns into a slideshow. It's not an exaggeration to say that online multiplayer is broken. This is very disappointing and unacceptable for a modern fighting game. King of Fighters XII has a lot of problems. The core gameplay is good, but bad presentation and broken online multiplayer hold it back. Even if the online mode is fixed down the line, you'll be wondering why the training mode is missing basic features like resetting your character positions, or why there's only a small handful of modes in the single-player experience. Simply put, there are better fighters out there right now. Go buy BlazBlue instead. For the full written review, head over to IGN.com.